I love the idea that you can create two irises off of the same pattern, and they have their own individual personality. They both look so different. Both irises have been backed with a dark green feather to soften the background, and then a little bit of the white to kind of ground everything is at the bottom of each of these panels. On either side of the irises is the lighter panel that has a kind of pink background, and then with the dramatic white feather that goes with it, it really softens everything, but it does not take away from the dynamic design created with the iris. I hope you enjoy learning this. So here's the pattern that I'm going to be using for the vessel. So when I'm cutting this out, you want to be sure that here's my pattern, and I'm going to be cutting out 5 of them. Cut out 1/4 of an inch all the way around it. Probably see it better up here. 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Don't worry too much about the bottom because we'll be doing something different down there. But this way, when you take your stabilizer and you put the two together, the stabilizer and the fabric, you want to be able to fold this over and have a nice finished edge. I've got a good anchor with the purple. Let me see if I can find a pink here. Oh, this looks kind of good. What do you think of that? Let me see how that ends up. Oh, that is rich, isn't it? Well, I like it this way, dark up to the light. So, and it's smooth there. All right, so giving myself what I need out here so that I can fold this over the stabilizer. Come down like this, very loose, and I'll cut this one out. Okay, here they are with the 1/4 to 1/2 inch edge that I need. I think I'm going to lay it out this way so that it's yellow, 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 and then pink, purple, and we'll see how that goes when I fold it over. You get into this, and pretty soon, as you probably already know, your quilt starts to tell you what it wants next. It's just kind of, if you read the fabric and you look at it, like right now I'm thinking about already the edges, and when this is folded over, wouldn't a cording be really pretty here? So it's not a decision, but it's a good inspiration and a good thought. So I'm kind of thinking of that as I go. So as you're watching me this, if you can think of things like, oh, why didn't she do this? Or how about if she did that? Make a note of that and make a comment about it, if you will, and help others come to kind of get the inspiration too, that it doesn't have to be my way. This is here to give you suggestions on how to at least create a vessel like this with a dimensional flower. So here's the stabilizer that I use. Actually, I'll show you who makes it. It's called Stiffen 2 Double-Sided Fusible Rigid Backing. If you go into your quilt store or buy it online, you're looking for double-sided fusible, and it's got to be stiff. Not the one that we use for purses. See how flexible this is? But it's still, when it's put together, it's really firm when you get 4 or 5 pieces together. But we need one that's going to be able to have fusible on both sides. I'm going to center it. Make sure I've got enough to wrap all sides. Hold on to it, flip it over, have my iron on cotton, dry. Now it's heating up, obviously both sides, but because this is on a Teflon sheet, this glue is not going to be sticking to anything, and we're not losing any of the sticky strength that we need. So just to avoid getting any stickiness where it doesn't belong, I'm going to fold this over and do the same thing here. Line it up right next to it. Okay, see how we're going to do this? All the way across. Now, you could also, if you wanted to, probably use a really good pen, one of the glue stick pens. I haven't tried it, but let's see, because I know these pens are really good. Let's see if this is any faster. Ooh, that's pretty nice, you guys. Really works. All right, I'll try that this time. All right, so I'm going to finish the rest of this up here. I think when I get here, I'm going to fold that. In fact, let's just try that right now, guys, because these are always kind of tricky. Okay. Put that right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal this over so that makes it for a much better point here. What have we got? Let's do this. I have no idea how much I've got in here. But all of a sudden I have a new toy and I like it. Look at how easy that. Now, I don't know if this is going to stay. It should stay, and it should be a whole lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And I can see that there's a little bit up here. No big deal. You just cut it off. I'm going to do this in bits just to be on the safe side. But this is so much easier than the first way I was showing you. And again, I'm assuming that this is going to stick. But just to be sure, I am going to put the iron on it. Why didn't I even? I mean, I use this, but I have never thought to use it on my vessels. This is such I guess you call it a game changer. All right, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to give the fusible here an opportunity to also fuse to the fabric. I'm measuring out how much of the shiny light purple fabric I need for the insides. Outline them. Now remember, I don't need the 1/4 inch on this one. You can see where I've covered all the edges and we're ready to put this down. This is the wrong side, this is the right side, and I'm lining it up so that I'm covering all of the stabilizer. Now, it's obvious that there's too much here, but remember, fabric on fabric with no glue, that's going to be available for me to trim off. So right now what I'm doing is getting it covered as much as I can. I've got all the sides covered. This will be trimmed off, and then I'm going to cover this because I have this on cotton dry, and that is a polyester fabric underneath there. That's pretty warm, so let's see. Yep, it's in great shape. Now, as you can see, where the fabric is the fabric, and if there's no glue there, that did not adhere, but this is all, you can almost see the little bumps, as a matter of fact. This looks good. What I'm going to do, in fact, I'll do a little bit of this for you right now. I'm going to okay, got it trimmed off there. Got it trimmed off there. Okay, and I think what we're going to do, guys, is use this trusty glue again. Lift this up and run it. I'm going to run it all the way down here. I'm using, again, my Teflon sheet as kind of the catch-all for anything. So any place where fabric meets fabric and it hasn't attached itself because there's no fusible there, go ahead and use the glue and it'll smooth it out, and gosh, we're going to be ready to go. I wanted to show you, you are going to learn how to make this beautiful iris. And what's great about it is it's very firm, very structured so that it'll last a long time. Let's go here first. Here's the 2 panels I have ready to go. When you start to stitch these, you're going to need thread and needle. I use pretty much just any standard embroidery needle and everyday thread. Most important thing is you need the bottom pieces to be lined up. The rest of this right up here, for example, this will all fall in place as you stitch. But these 2 absolutely have to be lined up. And in fact, as you get going with on your 4th and 5th one, you're going to maybe want to clip that so that it doesn't move around. I start here, and I tie a knot and stitch inside, and then I do a whip stitch all the way around. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do 5 of these, and I'm going to stop right about here and make a decision what I want to do next, because this is going to be on one of the panels. I decided to use only 4 rather than 5 of the panels. But we're coming down to the end. I am finishing up. I'm going to go from here. I came down 2 inches from the top, just so you know if you want to make this same design with me. When I have all 4 sides done and I'm ready to do the base, I wait until I finish to this point before I cut out and decide what I'm going to do here, because the bottom can change depending on how much I change things here on all the 4 corners. To cut the base for your vessel, measure the bottom, which is 1, 2, 3 inches. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut one that is 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2, 3, a 3-inch square, and then that will fit. It'll be probably a little bit larger than it needs to be, but after you get through sewing, you're going to find that you're going to need probably that extra width. So what I'm going to do is take a piece of the stabilizer and put a piece of fabric on both sides, trim it down, and then all I'm going to do is stitch one side of it, not all 4. I usually stitch the first one down, and then we'll hot glue the remainder down. You can heat this stabilizer, and you can move it any way you want. Once it's heated, it will roll to whatever shape you want. Once it's cool, it will stay there. If you don't like that shape, you can reshape it again and again and again. I just found something quick that I could roll over. Wait until it cools off. And then, as you can see, it's going to stay. Now I want to curl it even more. Just reheat that area. I don't know, 4 or 5 seconds. I've got it on cotton dry. Anything you can find that you can roll, hold it. It's warm, it's not hot, it's warm. These will pop back out. In fact, what I can do, it's kind of awkward, but I can do it. So I can put the iron right on it, right here. Obviously, with a smaller iron, this will work a lot better, but I can do it this way if I have to. There. Let's do this one. Again, my iron is on, hot cotton. That's the shape I want it to have. I might as well do this one too. It just reinforces whatever the shape is you want. I love this stuff. It's just so obliging for however I want to form this. Now I see that little dent. Let's see if we can get that out. I'm pressing at it underneath. I'm on the inside of it. And there you go. So I'm going to try something I've never done before. I hope you can see this. I have my small iron, and I'm curling and warming just this part here that has been folded before. This little iron is hot, and I'm just taking the part of a pencil. I want it to curve a little more, a little tighter. If I don't like it, I can change it. I can just iron it back. And I think I like that a little better. So I'll do it all the way around. And again, this is not hot, it's warm. I kind of think I like that better. So I'm going to live with that and see. Then I'm going to finish stitching and gluing this up. Well, here she is, all done. I decided that I would put a green feather, a big long green feather behind it to soften everything. And then a little soften on the bottom. Then on each side, there's an iris. On the opposite sides, I just want to keep it soft. So 2 tiny little feathers and a little decoration on the bottom. I think it turned out beautiful. And it's easy to do. Give yourself permission to make some mistakes, because the first one is a learning curve. The second one's a piece of cake. Enjoy. 2 sides look like this. And then 2 sides, the other 2 sides have got the iris. And I'll show you the other iris right there. And there she is, finished. If you liked this video, I hope that you will subscribe. I thoroughly enjoyed making it for you, and I hope that you got something out of it. Also, when you subscribe, you really do help our channel a lot. It helps us to continue to bring to you the very best in art quilting techniques, designs, and artists. Thank you again for watching.